Is running bad for your knees? Just kidding. I don't need that shit anymore. A normal man would be dead.
I'm back now. I'm back. Don't back down. I'll never back down. I'm back now. I'm back.
Is running bad for your knees? This is a very popular topic on the internet, and I get tons of comments on my posts saying things like, may God protect those knees, running can't be good for you. You need to build up your quads more or you're gonna lose those knees. In Jesus' name, don't kill your knees running this much. RIP knees. Bye-bye knees, and my personal favorite, who needs knees? If you've been following along with my running journey, you know that I recently tore my meniscus after running a 100-mile ultra marathon, and this question has been on my mind a lot. I want to be able to be healthy and move for the rest of my life and feel good, but is all of this running that I'm doing hurting my knees and gonna cause me issues later in life? So I did a deep dive into the research to find out if running actually grinds away the cartilage in your knees and causes knee issues later in life. Here's what I found. The research shows that runners actually have lower rates of knee problems and have healthier and stronger knees than people who do not run. For example, a 2017 meta-analysis of over 100,000 runners found that the recreational runner has about 3.5% chance of getting a knee or hip injury compared to 10% of non-runners. So in short, running is better for you and your knees than not running. Running helps to strengthen the cartilage, the bones, and the muscles all around your knee, so this is actually just making your knees stronger the more that you run. So running itself isn't bad for your knees, but it's more about how you do it. So here's some of the main things that contribute to knee injuries that you can avoid. Increasing your mileage or intensity too fast, muscle imbalances, and having poor biomechanics. So basically, in short, you're doing too much for what your body can handle at that point in time. So in my case, I ran 100 miles through rugged and rocky mountains with 21,000 feet of elevation gain and 21,000 feet of elevation loss. And I pushed through the pain and I pushed my knee past its breaking point. So to answer the question, is running bad for your knees? No, running is actually one of the best things you can do for your health. Our ancestors, humans, have been doing it for thousands of years. It's a natural human activity. But if you run extreme distances, ignore pain, and don't balance your training with strength and recovery, then you should know that there's a likelihood that you might get injured while running. So in this video, I'm gonna pass along some knowledge and things that I have learned recently, such as being able to heal a torn meniscus in less than a month, as well as some other things you guys can do to prevent potential injuries from happening. But first, we got a speed workout we gotta do. All right, we are less than 8 weeks away from my A race, which is Chicago Marathon, where I'm hoping to run sub 240, or at least a new PR from my current personal best of 243. I have to be realistic with myself. I only have about 7 to 8 weeks of actual marathon training due to this knee injury. That's the goal. We'll see what happens. But I'm also running the Berlin Marathon, which is in just 30 days. So I'm gonna be treating that as just like a long, easy run as part of my prep for Chicago. I've been training with the Runna app, basically as of this week, because it's my first week back to running. Some things I've learned in the Runna app, a lot of cool things here. One is if you do happen to get injured or you have something happen, you can go in and manage your training plan and adjust like the intensity, how many miles you want to run a week, what days of the week you want to run, all these cool things. So since I haven't been able to run as much as I was previously, I went in, adjusted my app, changed the intensity, changed like the progression of all the workouts and stuff. So now it's more suited to what I'm currently able to do just because I'm slowly building everything up with my knee. For this week, I've basically just been doing all easy miles, like 3 to 4 miles a day, just feeling it out, making sure we don't re-injure ourselves. And today we're gonna do our first interval session, and the workout that Runna has scheduled for us today is a drop set, and it's honestly perfect for my current situation because the intervals will start out a little bit longer and slower, and then as we progress through the workout, the intervals will get shorter but faster. I haven't ran faster than like 7:30 per mile on my knee yet, so today we're gonna slowly kind of push that and see what happens. Obviously here within the app, it gives me specific paces to run at, only because I'm injured right now or coming off of an injury. I don't wanna like try and be strict with myself and hold a specific pace just for today. So I'm gonna kind of take things off of feel at first, and then hopefully by the end of the workout, I can hit the paces it's giving me. So today's workout, we have a half-mile warm-up at a conversational pace. Then we have 2 times 1 kilometer with a 90-second walking rest. Then we have 2 times 800 meters, 90-second walking rest. 2 times 600 meters, 90-second walking rest, and 2 times 400 meters, 90-second walking rest in between, and then a half-mile cool down. So good drop set progression workout here. Very excited for it. Excited to get back to running some fast miles with this knee. Let's go do it. When the shirt comes off.
Made a milli hanging on the ceiling like a bat. Ripping willies in the city, really on my back. Go ahead and give me 60 minutes with the rat. Happy to be gone, but it's good to be back. Get like me. I go really don't need to keep it low key.
Just have to run this pace for 26 miles. And that's sub 240. Feel out of shape.
So good. I never felt so good.
340 for the first K, so that was like 6-minute pace. That felt good. I was kind of just testing it, just being careful with the knee, but it feels good. I'm gonna keep pushing it as long as we have no pain. Here we go. And we've got 2 times 800. As these intervals get shorter, reminder, we're getting a little bit faster.
Like I realized that my dreams bow down. This ain't the return of the king. Stop now. Always taking it to the extremes. Watch out. Get together, say cheese.
Definitely feel a little out of shape since I was last doing speed work, but it's my first week like running every day. So I'm just giving myself grace, like getting the workouts in, still getting volume and intensity up slowly but surely, but understanding like we're coming back off of injury, not 100%, not at the peak fitness we were at a month ago. Just takes a little bit of time, but it'll come back fast. Last 800 was 242, so stoked with that. Our second 600 was also 159, so we're dialed in. Now we got 2 times 400 meters. That's the workout. Ran 115 again for that, so very consistent today. I think besides the 1Ks, all of our intervals were back-to-back same times. Really not even looking at my watch, so the muscle memory is there. It's also hot and humid, so I'm gonna take that into account. But yeah, knee feels great. I'm very, very happy. I can't express how happy I am to be able to like run fast, hit my top end paces with no pain, no more tightness. So I'd say we're back. Now we're gonna head back to my house. I'm gonna show you guys some knee rehab and prehab exercises. Ones that have helped me a ton with this, healing this thing up in like the last 30 days, and stuff you can use to prevent future running injuries. So we'll see you back at home. All right, guys, we're back here at home and getting ready to do our strength workout, some knee rehab exercises. My go-to after any type of workout, especially in between 2 workouts, is some bone broth. It's just delicious. It's filled with collagen protein. It's also hydrating because you're drinking it. It's liquid. Collagen protein is excellent for repairing and strengthening our cartilage, our bones, our joints. So I've been drinking this stuff pretty religiously. I do basically like one of these boxes every day, especially since I've been trying to rehab this knee injury. I don't know if it's placebo, if it works, I don't know. But since I've been drinking this, my knee feels better. So I don't know. I just know collagen is great for your bones and joints. So I've been using Kettle and Fire. This flavor, fire. It is, no pun intended, but Chipotle beef bone broth. Each container has 20 grams of protein. So right here, we're probably getting like 10 to 15. I'm gonna do like 2/3 of that, microwave it, and we'll drink it. The hack to bone broth too. It tastes great on its own, especially if you get like the flavored ones, like the chipotle. But what I like to do, just for a little extra flavor and extra electrolytes, is I'll do a pinch of Celtic sea salt, like that. And then, this is the fun part, is just a little, like, I don't know, like half a tablespoon of butter. Oh, it's so good. I'm gonna make Chris try it, because it's so good. Dude, you gotta try it. Get over here.
Oh, wow.
Dude, it's like, it seems like it's gonna be really spicy, but then it doesn't, like you get the good part, like not the pain, you know?
That's solid.
Chipotle beef, dude. If you guys wanna try Kettle and Fire bone broth, they've got chicken bone broth, beef bone broth, venison bone broth, tons of different flavors and stuff. This stuff is excellent. You can use the discount code that's either here on screen somewhere or down in the description, there'll be a link. So this stuff is excellent. Perfect in between workouts and just keep your body healthy, gut healthy, joints, ligaments, hair, skin, nails, all that good stuff that comes with collagen protein. We'll see you all in the garage for a workout. Let's go. And switchback, of course. Always switchback. There are three main things to keep in mind when it comes to rehabbing and prehabbing for running injuries. The first thing is isometric. Isometric basically means you are isolating a single body part or muscle, and then you are gonna just essentially hold that position, hold that muscle under tension for a set period of time. I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like here in a second. The next thing is single leg focused exercises. When we're running, we're never on both feet at the same time. And the third thing is lifting heavy. Our bones need that weight, that load to be able to be strong. Our joints and ligaments benefit way more from that heavy loading and just being able to be braced under that heavy tension. And then one other thing I just thought of, just a bonus thing, is eccentric tempo, which is kind of similar to isometric, but basically the eccentric, when you're doing a movement, you have eccentric and concentric. Concentric is when your muscle is flexing, it's tightening, it's shortening, and then eccentric is when the muscle is lengthening. And so the eccentric part is a lot of times where injuries come from in running. So like running downhill, that's all eccentric. So we want to practice that in our lifting, make sure that we are loading with like long, slow, eccentric movements. Again, I'm gonna show you what that looks like here in just a second, but keep those things in mind: isometric, eccentric, single leg, and lifting heavy. So let's get into it. So I like to start every lower body workout with just some quick mini band stuff. So I always do some lateral walks like this. I'll do about 8 to 10 on each side. I'll also do, I've been doing these a lot more lately, is forward and backward walks with the mini band, or some people call it monster walks. So keeping that tension in the band, just walking forward slowly, walking backward. This just helps activate all those little stability and balancing muscles. Then I'll do some hip flexor or knee raises. What you can do with these mini band exercises too is you can just rep them out if you want, or what I like to do is when you get to the top, this is where the isometric comes in, is you can just hold this position, this muscle right here, all this is under tension. Just hold it for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Also do some kickbacks here, the glutes and hamstrings. And then lastly, I'm gonna do some heel elevated or slant board squats. These have been helping my knee a ton, just getting in that deep squat, that deep flexion. And on these you can kind of go, sit, oh, just hold it, feels so good. And the slant board helps just get a little bit deeper into the squat. That's mini band warm up. The next thing we're gonna do, kind of as part of our warm up, we're gonna do some isometric holds on the slant board. If you don't have a slant board, I would highly recommend you get one. They're super cheap. You can also probably put some stuff together and make your own. But what I'm gonna do is work all the angles here on my foot. I'll show you in just a sec. Basically, this is gonna mimic like running downhill, or kind of that impact you feel on the down step of running. So I'm gonna get up on my toes as much as I can and balance, kind of get into like a little bit of a single leg squat. This is literally a position we're in all the time in running. This helps, the isometric helps your lower ankle, your calves, your knees, quads, like literally your entire leg. I like to hold it for maybe like 20 seconds each side. Then what you can do is you can do every angle, every position, especially if you're like a trail runner or you run on a lot of uneven surfaces. I find these help a lot because now it's like, oh, we're running and our ankle's a little sideways. Same thing, you go this way, you can go this way. If you're on like a side hill or a trail or something, uneven. And all these different little isometric holds. These are really hard. These are taking me so long to be able to just balance like this even. Especially as you get lower in your squat. But your legs just are fire through these. They help so much. You can do uphill like this. Do that side as well. Slant board. Excellent, excellent rehab and prehab utility. One of the things that I think potentially contributed to me hurting my meniscus, besides running 100 miles to the mountains, is when we lived up in British Columbia for 5 weeks before the race, all I had with me was 2 35-pound kettlebells. I didn't have my home gym, all my normal weights and everything, so I didn't really get to lift heavy for 5 weeks before the race. And my body's super used to that, used to lifting heavy, having that tension and that load all the time. So part of my brain thinks maybe something got kind of just like loosened up or weakened over those 5 weeks by not being able to lift heavy. So a huge tip for you guys is lift heavy. Don't be afraid to pick up some heavy stuff, put it back down. It's so good for our nervous system and our bodies. And what I'm gonna do now is some deadlifts. A lot of times I'll do barbell deadlifts. For today, I'll just do some kettlebell deadlifts. These are both 70 pounds, so this is 130 pounds total. Or, that's not the right math, 140. I'm stupid. And here's where you can work in some eccentric stuff if you want. So eccentric, our muscles are lengthening, going down. You can go nice, slow, and controlled. Concentric, explode up. Nice, slow, controlled. On the way down. I like to do usually 3 sets of about 6 to 8 reps for most exercises like this. All right, next we're gonna do some goblet squats. So again, using the slant board just helps us get deeper into this squat. Grab our kettlebell, really work on, again, the slow, controlled, eccentric movement. On the way down, hit the bottom, oh, explode. Nice, slow, control. If you don't have a slant board, you could also just stick some plates under your heels. You could also just get on top of something like this. I just find elevating my heels just a little bit really helps get deep into that squat. Helps keep things a little bit more controlled for me. All right, these are one of my favorite things you can do here. This is gonna work your posterior chain specifically, but also excellent for your balance and stability. So we'll do some single leg RDLs. So on the same side you're standing on, put the weight on that side, and slow, controlled, come all the way down. Keep just like a slight bend in that knee. And what I like to do, just for extra balance and stability, is come all the way through like that. When you come to the top, plus you get a little like hip flexor work in this side. But this is so good for stability. That the eccentric, feel it in the hamstrings and the glutes, calves. Switch sides here. When it comes to strength training, it's just all about slow, controlled movements. There's a time and place to be explosive, but when you're doing stuff like this, really just focus on quality of reps. You don't have to do 1,000,000 reps. Just go as heavy as you can to be able to get in 6 to 8 reps on each side and make them high quality. Next up, one of my personal favorites. They're all my favorite, really. We got some dumbbell walking lunges. Again, same thing with these. On the way down, that eccentric, nice, slow, controlled, and pop back up nice and fast. I also love working out like this barefoot because it just feels natural. Helps with being able to splay your toes out, better stability. It's just healthy, good healthy for your feet. Don't want to be doing this stuff in like high drop road running shoes. That's a good way to roll an ankle. Barefoot, I think, is the best way to work out like this. Or if you're at a gym and you can't go full barefoot, you can wear like Vivo barefoot shoes. I love those as well. All right, next up we've got box step ups and step downs. So these are kind of a 2-in-1, which is nice. So on the way up, nice, slow and controlled, but powerful still. I like to do the knee drive at the top, just extra balance and stability. Then on the way back down, this is the crucial part of these, specifically for knee health, is just nice and slow and controlled. Basically hold it as long as you can on the way down. And that eccentric hold is killer, but it's so beneficial. Nice, slow, and controlled all the way down. All right, next up is everybody's favorite. Most people hate these. I used to hate these. Bulgarian split squats. So these are probably, I think, one of the best things for quad and knee strengthening you can do. So, a comfortable stance here. Really, really slow, eccentric on the way down. Pop back out. These are brutal, but they're so good. My legs are shaking. As bad as these are, as much as they suck, they're worth it. You know what sucks even worse? Being injured. And the last exercise I'll show you guys today, these are also great. These I would consider an isometric hold. It's just good old-fashioned wall sits. So you want everything at 90 degrees, your ankles, knees, hips, all 90 degrees. Do not cheat and put your hands on your legs. Keep your hands up, do whatever you want. I like to hold this for about 60 to 90 seconds. You'll feel the burn. You'll definitely feel the burn with these. If you want to add an extra challenge, either you can go longer, obviously, or you can add a plate or a kettlebell or some kind of weight and just hold it for that extra challenge. But the isometric holds are so good. This entire time, everything is under tension here. So good for blood flow, rehab, prehab, strengthening everything. That is our knee prehab and rehab workout. Hopefully you guys can get something out of those exercises. Again, really focusing on isometric holds, the eccentric tempo on the way down on the movements, focusing on single leg exercises, and going as heavy as you possibly can within reason without injuring yourself, obviously. But I've just been doing those same exercises every single day, literally for the last like 2 weeks. When I injured my meniscus, I had to spend really 2 weeks just like even being able to walk and like get the range of motion to move around. But as soon as I got that back, then I started just going really hard on the prehabbing or rehabbing. Also saunaing a lot. I was swimming. I was spending a lot of time on the bike. Anything that's gonna promote blood flow. I've been plunging, just being out in the heat, whatever I can to get blood flow into that knee, because blood flow is how you heal soft tissues such as a meniscus. So that's what's worked for me. So glad to be back running. We are 30 days away from the Berlin Marathon. Again, we're using that as just like an easy training run for Chicago, where Chicago we are 40, how long did I say it was? 40 days or something? No, it's longer than that, 50 some days. I don't know, 8-ish weeks till Chicago. And that's where we're hopefully gonna be going for a new PR, as long as everything continues to trend in a positive direction here. So, thank you guys for watching. Remember, running is not bad for your knees, but bad training is bad for your knees. So you can incorporate things like strength training, proper recovery, not doing anything more than your body can handle at that point in time. You're gonna go without running injuries. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in episode 3. Big shout out to Run for sponsoring this series. Their app is great, and I'm excited to keep training with it. So we'll see you all later.